have to pay homage to the founder of this shop, and that's my dad, Samuel Kolstein, who was, John can attest that he was truly an amazing man. I mean, my dad, I've said it to a lot of people, he was, the best mentor that you could ever have, the best teacher you could ever have. He was a great father to me. I was very fortunate to have him in all aspects, and truly he was my best friend. I mean, I was blessed to have that kind of relationship and working relationship with him. He bought a house in Marine Park, Brooklyn, and created a bow shop and a little bit of a repair shop. He really wanted to go into bow making because that was really his first calling, and opened that up in Brooklyn. And things started growing. His reputation started to grow, and little by little, clients were coming to him. You had even dealers coming to him to do repairs. Somewhere around 1949, which is when I was born, or 1950, he decided that it was time for him to take the plunge and go into the hub. And he opened up the first bona fide Kolstein shop, which was located at 55th Street and 6th Avenue, Manhattan. And everything he made in business went back into the business, buying supplies. And it was a period when you could buy instruments, you could buy supplies, and he was smart to do it. A lot of people said, "Sam, you're crazy. Why are you buying all these bases? Why are you buying this?" And he said because they're available, and he was a smart man because he set such a solid foundation for where the business is today. In 1958, he got a notice from the people that owned the building up on 55th and 6th Avenue, and they basically said the building was condemned, it was going to come down. And there were some major other renters in that building, and they started a class action against the owners of the building because they were being harassed. And their lawyer said, "You have nothing to worry about." Unfortunately, the lawyer was not right because he got a notice about 3 days before before a wrecking ball was going to come through the side of that building.
Every great man has a great woman behind them. And this was the truth of my mother, Fran. She was totally dedicated to my father in every aspect of his life and dedicated to the business. And to be honest with you, this business wouldn't have developed, nor would my father have developed as the genius that he turned out to be without my mother behind him.
Really from 71 until about 75, wasn't quite shackled to the bench, but I wasn't far from it. I mean, I went through a real European apprenticeship with him, which was great. He showed me the really fine art of making instruments, of restoring instruments, which is a completely different entity from making instruments. And, bow making I was trained in. And we stayed together really until 1979 when we decided to expand the business. And we bought the properties in Baldwin in '79, renovated them.
We opened up the buildings in Baldwin in 1980. We moved in here, and we've been here now. It's 28 years. I mean, we've expanded, as John can attest. It was staff-wise, I went from 3 people that were now at 11 people that work in my shop. And I'm grateful for all of their talents. And most of them came through an apprenticeship, which also has been probably not quite as stringent as what my father put me through. I'm a little easier going than he is, but still, everything in the shop is scrutinized, and every bit of work and every bit of training is scrutinized because I've always lived by the philosophy that there's one set of hands. I mean, we do a lot of work in the shop, and it's not possible for me to do every bit of the work.
Getting to see some of the old rare instruments, restoring some of those instruments and taking them from basically a graveyard to making them something that's playable, and not only playable, but something that could possibly sound even better than they originally sounded. The staff and the customers, you get to meet all sorts of wonderful, interesting people and talented people as well. It's a very rewarding process.
We have a motto in our business, and it's 4 words. It's quality, perfection, integrity, and craftsmanship. the things that we take into account is not just to make a sale, but we want to make sure that we develop a relationship and that this is an ongoing relationship for years and years to come. So I think that those tenets of our company really help keep us grounded and focused in everything that we do.
Manny came to me when he was 14 or 15 years old. He came in to buy his first good violin with his parents, and he happened to try a bunch of instruments, and the one that he fell in love with is still the instrument he owns. It's a Kolstein violin that I had made. Could have been a couple of $1,000s. It wasn't a high-cost instrument, but his parents just said, you know, this is not something at this point in time that we can afford. And there's something about Manny I really liked, you know, and I looked at him and I said, you want a job?
Thank you to everyone who took the time out to be here tonight and to celebrate with us a company with such rich history and heritage. I am grateful and humbled to be a part of the next chapter in this company. We do so much that you might not even realize, from donations to students who don't have, to new initiatives by universities. We really feel a part of the string instrument community worldwide, and to experience the different relationships, friendships, the faces that we get to meet on this journey is really inspiring. It's really something that I learn day after day of how important relationships are and what that leads to, not only in business, but in life. I'm super thankful and grateful to all the people that have contributed into my life, from my parents to my grandmother and my rest of my family. A little bit more than 4 years ago, I took over the company. And it happened right before COVID. And that was definitely a scary part, to find out how the world was going to become afterwards. And after going through that journey a few years, I learned a lot into how musicians think and feel. A lot of them during that time were not able to work. A lot of schools were closed. A lot of what we did came to a halt. And we had to pivot and find new ways to be interactive with our clients and to continue to spread music and information about who we are to the world. And we found really creative ways to be able to do that. During that time, we worked with over 120 musicians. We raised over $100,000, and where all that money went to the musicians, we're able to contribute in a small part to helping heal that area that was so devastated during COVID. Thank you to all of our clients and to our team members that every day work really hard to get this all done. That's what I love about this company. It's not about one person. It is about all of us working together. Because God knows if it was just me or just Barrie, we would not get anything accomplished compared to what we do now.